All right, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Shabbat services at Temple Sinai. We're glad to see everybody, and we hope that you are feeling well and healthy. We're just about to enter now into a day of holy time, putting behind us the 6 days of the week and all the anxiety and stress and work and other things that we have to engage in. And now it's Shabbat. Shabbat is here. The sun set just a little bit ago, and it's dark. And we're entering into a day of peacefulness and goodness. Not only that, but today is also a special day in the Jewish calendar because it is Shabbat Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the Hebrew month of Adar, a month of gladness and joy. According to the Mishnah from the 2nd century, as soon as Adar comes, then joy increases. So we've got lots of reasons to be happy tonight. So we've got, in addition to Rabbi Stein, who's co-leading with me, our vocalist and rabbinic intern Leah Karnow is here. We hope that you'll sing with us from home and bring lots of goodness into your Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Of course, in addition to all of that, because that's not enough, but wait, there's more. In addition to all of that, tonight is our new member Shabbat, when we celebrate and welcome all of the new members who've joined Temple Sinai in the last year or so. And we're also celebrating our Sinai ambassadors and thanking them for all of the ways that they perform the mitzvah of welcoming newcomers into our community. And we'll have a chance to hear from folks and to honor all of our new members later on tonight. So first, now we're going to begin by lighting our Shabbat candles. So if you have Shabbat candles at home and you haven't set them up, as I say every week, now is the time. Don't delay. Make your space into a holy space by bringing in the Shabbat candles, and you can light your candles as we do, and join with Leah Karnow in reciting the blessing. So please join with me. I've got my candles here to bring in the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner. Shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Please join us as we sing Shalom Aleichem to welcome the angels of Shabbat and welcome each other. Please sing with us and make your home a holy space tonight.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei
Shabbat is a time when we feel as if the world is brand new. We return in time to the very first Shabbat of creation, when all of creation was completed, the very first week of the world. And so let's sing a new song, Shir Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shir Chadash, a new song. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. And to celebrate Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new Hebrew month of Adar, we'll sing these words, Misha Nichnas Adar, Marbim Basimcha. As soon as Adar comes in, we increase our joy.
Adar marbim
Okay, we're ready to greet Shabbat with our Lechadodi, and the ancient rabbis imagined that Shabbat was like a garden, entering into a garden, and in the garden, right, they're leaving behind all of the busyness of the world. I think that partly they were influenced by the Persian gardens, right, the gardens in the estates of Persian wealthy people, where you'd walk into this garden and you'd find all sorts of magical, beautiful delights. And they made the metaphor that Shabbat is coming into a garden, leaving behind the busyness of the chaotic world behind, of the 6 days behind us, and walking into a luxurious, beautiful garden where there are beautiful things to eat and beautiful things to look at and a place to rest and relax and feel the beauty of nature, just as in the very first time of creation. So let's join together in the Lechadodi as we greet Shabbat. I think that every time that we come to Shabbat, we have to, in a sense, make a little bit of an effort to bring Shabbat into our bodies, into our neshamas, right, into our souls. We have to do a little bit to receive Shabbat. That's why it's called Nikabla. Bo'i v'shalom Lechadodi Likrat Shabbat Nikabala. Let us go out and receive the Shabbat. So now that's what I invite you to do as we sing these verses of the Lechadodi. Please join us.
Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Let's do that again. Oh, Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai
invite you to receive Shabbat. So I invite you just to close your eyes, to sit still for a moment, just to feel your body in whatever place it's in. And the place that it's in is now Shabbat. And I invite you now to breathe in a deep breath, to breathe in the blessing and the rest of Shabbat, to receive Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. We wish our whole community Shabbat Shalom. And now we're going to go into breakout rooms just for a few moments, just so that you can greet other people and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. And if you don't know them, to introduce yourself to them and to tell them your name and to wish each other Shabbat Shalom. And then we'll call you back for the remainder of the service. So now you just have to hit join breakout rooms and you'll go be matched with a handful of people to wish each other Shabbat Shalom. And we want to welcome all the people who are watching on Facebook Live as well. All right, let's see, anybody need any assistance? Wendy, do you need any assistance? You want me to put you in a breakout room? Let's see. Wendy, you want to go into, there we go. No, oh, Wendy's still here. Wendy, you want me to put you into a breakout room? Give me a thumbs up because I can't hear you, so. No? Okay. All right. All right, beautiful. So just before we go into the Baruch Hu, we have the Shabbat poem.
Yep.
Great.
Do you have it on the slides?
Yes.
Great.
I think that makes all the difference. Okay, I'm going to give everybody the 60-second warning. Good? Hi, Andrea. Hello. Shabbat Shalom. How's that little one doing? All right. Hi, Janet. Shabbat Shalom.
We're doing well. Hi, Oliver.
All right, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I hope you got a chance to say hello to some folks and meet new folks. Inspired by last Sunday's 12th annual Jewish Poetry Festival, which was extraordinary with Marge Piercy, run by Deborah Leipziger and other folks from our congregation, a great, great success. We're going to try something new, and we hope make a regular practice out of it, which is to share one of the beautiful poems that exist in the universe for Shabbat before we go back into the Baruch Hu. So I'm going to share my screen and share with you a beautiful, beautiful Shabbat poem. By the way, if you have a poem that you know of, maybe not one that you wrote, but maybe one that someone else wrote that you'd like to share with us for consideration as a Shabbat poem, please send it to us so that we can take a look at it. This poem was written by Kadia Molodowski. It's beautiful. She writes, it's a song of Shabbat. I quarreled with kings till Shabbat. I fought with the 6 kings of the 6 days of the week. Sunday, they took away my sleep. Monday, they scattered my salt. And on the 3rd day, my God, they threw out my bread. Whips flashed across my face. The 4th day, they caught my dove, my flying dove, and slaughtered it. It was like that till Friday morning. This is my whole week, the dove's flight dying. At nightfall Friday, I lit 4 candles, and the queen of the Sabbath came to me. Her face lit up the whole world and made it all a Shabbat. My scattered salt shone in its little bowl, and my dove, my flying dove, clapped its wings together and licked its throat. The Shabbat queen blessed my candles, and they burned with a pure, clean flame. The light put out the days of the week and my quarreling with the 6 kings. The greenness of the mountains is the greenness of Shabbat. The silver of the lake is the silver of Shabbat. The singing of the wind is the singing of Shabbat. And my heart's song is an eternal Shabbat.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. We're going to come together now for our call to prayer, our coming together as a community to recognize that we need one another. We are, even on Zoom, even virtually, we come together to say our call to prayer, to pray as a community. The Baruch Hu is a prayer traditionally said in a community, in a minyan, in a community of 10 people, because we need one another's voices. We need to be surrounded by community when we come together for prayer, for tefillah. So I invite you to rise if you are able, and we'll sing together the Baruch Hu. Contemplate and recognize and understand the interconnectedness of all things that exist, that we are all related to one another and connected.
Shema Yisrael Adonai
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Shamru, we guard Shabbat, we protect Shabbat. Shabbat is this holy space, place in time that we protect. We use it as an opportunity for recharge, for renewal, for connecting with our loved ones. We'll move in now to our Amidah prayer, our standing prayer. I'm struck that at the beginning of this prayer, we open by calling upon our ancestors. We say, God of Abraham, Isaac, of Rebecca, of Sarah, of Rachel and Leah. We call upon our ancestors and we think about what are the merits, what are the acts of loving kindness that God is remembering from our ancestors. But we're also inviting our ancestors into the space of prayer with us. And I think also that our practice at Temple Sinai is to begin, and for many communities across the world, is to begin this prayer together and then offer a moment of personal prayer. And prayer can be difficult, it can be vulnerable, and there's real strength in beginning together as a community, recognizing the people who are around you physically or virtually, but also recognizing the people who came before us and helped us become the people we are today. So I invite us as we go into this Amidah prayer and offer our own personal prayers to think about who are the people that we want to invite into our prayer space with us. I invite you to rise if you are able.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekone Hakol Vezocher Chastei Avot Veimaot Umevi Geula Livnei Vneihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah.
I invite you into a moment of personal prayer.
Thank you, Leah. We'll turn to we'll turn our attention to the prayer for healing, the Misha Berach for the sick. And we ask God's blessing for healing and health for all those who are dealing with illness. And we know that the world is still, even as more vaccines are available, but we know that the world is still suffering from this terrible pandemic, and that there are many people whose lives are in the balance. We ask God's blessing for health for them, including members of our own community who are struck by the pandemic, and also members of our community and our loved ones who are dealing with other illnesses. We ask God to bless them all with health and with healing and with life and strength. This week, we ask God's blessing for these individuals, for Karen Matheny, Robin Baronholtz, A.B. Haupt, June Zeiner, Jim Zeiner, Jody Kleinman, Gilbert Kleinman, Ronnie Melkler, Allison Santucci, Meredith Fine, Luann Luce, Ben Slavitt, Ellen Opat, Samantha Kramer, Ann Fenton, Nancy Benak, Marjorie Homanoff, Don David ben Ezer Vechaya, Michael ben Bluma Ushmuel, Shoshana bat Moshe Ubela, Shoshana bat Chana Umeir, Pinchas ben Miriam, Davida Emanuela bat Yechezkel Ephraim, Ephraim ben Malka Rachel, Hanan Ashre ben Moshe Umiriam, Yeira bat Sarah, Chaya Sheva bat Bela, Liora Maya bat Dvora Leah Umedad Dani, and Shmuel ben Leib. Please name in the chat others for whom you're asking God's blessing for health and for healing tonight. And we use the words written by Debbie Friedman, beautiful Misha Berach, really asking God's blessing for strength and health for all those who we've mentioned.
Misha Berach
All right, Shabbat Shalom. This is our new members Shabbat, and we're very happy to welcome our new members. To all of our new members, first, I just want to say welcome. Thank you for joining our congregation. We hope that Temple Sinai will always be a synagogue community for you, where you will always find joy, where you'll build strong personal relationships and connections, and be blessed by the light of Jewish tradition that illuminates your life as part of a community. We strive to be a kihila shel chesed, a community based in loving kindness, in holy acts that bring goodness to the world and to each other, and in the Jewish acts of Torah, which is study that helps us seek truth, and avodah, ritual and prayer that connects us to God, and gimilut chasadim, acts that repair our broken world both directly one-on-one and in systemic change. And so I just want to say to everybody, we want to welcome you to our congregation. And in a few moments, we're going to invite you to introduce yourselves very briefly. And we also want to celebrate our Sinai ambassadors and give them a shout out too. But first, I want to say that I think that we can learn a lot about being part of a sacred community from this week's Torah portion, which is called Mishpatim from the book of Exodus. If you want to take a look at it, where it's Exodus chapters 21, 22, 23, and 24. And Mishpatim contains a rich list of laws and rules and commandments and obligations for the Israelites on a variety of issues related to everyday life, respecting the property of others, adjudicating conflicts, releasing servants from their servitude, assessing damages and repayments for injury, dealing with grazing rights, rules for distinguishing between a variety of accidents, the prices of brides, and the limitations on interest for loans. You get the idea. So these laws, these detailed laws from this week's Torah portion represent a very sharp break from last week's Torah portion, which was the moment of standing at Mount Sinai and the dramatic narrative of the events, including God addressing the Jewish people, the moment of revelation, the Israelites receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai, and the establishment of the covenant, a brit, between ourselves and God as a people. And we're told that nothing less in last week's Torah portion, nothing less than the moral foundation of the universe is being established through God's revelation of Torah, the indication that the God of creation cares about human beings and the world enough to enter into a relationship with us. And last week, that relationship was sealed in the covenant. So last week, there was thunder and lightning and God's eternal voice, an earthquake, and the establishment of a sacred covenant that has endured for generations, the acceptance of the Ten Commandments, and the beginning of our people's religious life for all time. And this week, we get this: when you see the donkey of your enemy lying in the road under its burden, you must help to raise that donkey. The distinction could not be greater. Mishpatim could be seen as a major disappointment compared to last week's Torah portion. And yet, one of the other nicknames for Mishpatim is that it is called the Book of the Covenant. Covenant, connection, holy relationship, we're taught, is not just lived in the dramatic moments of life when we experience thunder and lightning and the whole world shakes, but rather, I think this is telling us that holy relationship is lived in the details. It's lived in the minute ways that we create a just society, in the ways that we respect one another, in the social systems that we create, and all the details and the dirtiness that might involve, and infusing holiness in the daily and routine acts of our lives. And this week's Torah portion reminds us that nobody lives at the foot of Mount Sinai, but rather that we carry along with us the experiences of Mount Sinai every day on our journey to get home. And even more than that, I would say this, that our personal growth, the way that we grow as human beings, occurs not just at the high points of life, but in the efforts that we make every day, slowly and over time. It's our regular practice in which the growing occurs. The peak moments that get all the attention, yes, that's right. But growing as individuals and as a community happens by stretching and challenging and reflecting and reevaluating together, step by step, little by little, day by day. So for our new members, how's this connected to new members? This is what I want to say. Of course, this is also true for our existing members. So if you're an existing member, don't tune out here. This is also for you. Whether you've just joined the Temple Sinai community recently or you've been hanging around here for decades. These are the questions that we reflect on in what it means to be part of a sacred community. And they're worth considering tonight when we read the Torah portion, Mishpatim. The questions are, what are the ways in which you want to make your life, your everyday life, holy? How do you want to lift up what might seem mundane and make it special and transcendent? How do you want to engage in others in being part of a sacred community? What do you want to contribute to and receive from that community? What's the best way for you to roll up your sleeves and to get right in there, right in it, to speak out against what's wrong, to build up truth and equity, to achieve the goals of justice as Jewish tradition envisions them, and to protect the image of God that lies within each person? And what are the daily or the weekly acts that you want to take up to reach out to the unknowable one, the divine presence? And last, what are the ways that you want to be able to give that you're not yet able to give? And how do you want to grow and stretch every day? I want to say that being a member of a synagogue community is a great blessing for each of us. And we shouldn't take it for granted. No matter how young or old we are, no matter whether we're new to Judaism or we grew up as Jews, no matter who's in our household. And as a people, we once stood at Mount Sinai long ago in the desert, and that's definitely an amazing moment from last week's Torah portion. But what's also amazing to me is how that moment continued to resonate for the Jewish people and how the memories of it continue to reverberate and ideally inform every single act that we took through Jewish history and that we take today, long after we continued our journey away from the mountain, day by day by day. So I want to express my gratitude, first of all, for all of our new members. Welcome. We want to welcome you and we want to celebrate you tonight. And for all of our members who are engaged in dealing with all of those questions of lifting up the mundane and bringing them into the transcendent. I want to express our gratitude for our membership committee chaired by Ellen Finkelstein, and for all our Sinai ambassadors who reach out to those who join the temple so that they can build connections and relationships with them. I'm going to name all of our Sinai ambassadors. I want to thank Ellen Finkelstein and Bev Zebrak, who really worked very hard on that project. And our Sinai ambassadors also include Roberta Falk, Jeremy Wolf, Amos Lassen, Sharon Hesney, Lily Platt, Mary Arnold, Jane Silberberg, Joyce Schwartz, Lori Farrell, John Katz, Betty Kanik, Marvin Kabakov, Steve Logowitz, Justine Hyde, Drew Darian, and Barry Schwartz. I hope I haven't missed anybody. If I have, please let us know. And last, I just want to thank our staff and all of our leaders in the congregation for all of their efforts to realize our vision of being a Kehillah Shel Chesed, an inclusive and welcoming and compassionate congregation. So now, with the help of Rabbi Stein, I want to invite our new members to introduce themselves. I think what we're going to do is ask you to wave at the screen, and Rabbi Stein will call on you.
Yes, if you are a new member, that means you have joined the temple in the last year, or we can be flexible with 2 years or so, year or two. We want to make a special welcome to you this evening. I invite you to, if you know how to use the raise hand function, you can use the raise hand function or give a little wave, or you can also type your name in the chat so we can call on you. That just makes it a little easier for us. I see a few people, so I'm going to call on.
Wait, hold on. We just want to give the instructions first, which is we just want you to tell. We don't want. We love you, but we don't have time for your whole life story. So here's what we want. We want you to tell us your name, where you live, and who's in your household. And then at the oneg, we'll have time for longer conversation. So your name, where you live, and who's in your household. Okay, go for it, Rabbi Stein.
And don't forget to give us a wave or type your name in. I see Jerry on the screen. So Jerry, why don't we start with you? And just be sure to unmute yourself. I can help you out if you need.
Unmute. Yeah, hi.
So Jerry, tell us who you are, where you are, and who is in your household.
I'm Jerry Foyer, and I'm living alone right now. My wife passed away a year ago, and I live in Brookline.
And Jerry, I have to say, I did see your daughter on the call, so although not in your household.
And my daughter is involved as well, yeah.
Great, thank you. And Carol and Bob Hausman.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom. We came up from Washington, D.C. Because our children and our grandchildren and other family live in Newton and in that area. And we're very happy to be here. And you can see the roses that they sent us for Valentine's Day in this picture.
And we live in Dedham, Massachusetts.
Great, thank you. I saw Linda and Richard Fritz.
That's us, Linda and Richard Fritz. And we used to actually be members for many years. And in fact, my sister, Cynthia Siegel, was a member. And my parents were even members while they lived in New York. And we lived in Newton.
Great, thank you. I'll ask for some hand waves. It's hard to see everyone on all the pages. Let's see. Or if you want to add your name to the chat. I see Simon Singer. I know Simon's a new member. I don't know if Simon wants to unmute yourself or put your video on. Great, we'll keep going.
I'm not
Hi, Simon.
I'm not a new member, but thanks anyway. It's already a couple of years. So
I guess so.
I have 3 kids, and my wife has passed away too.
Thank you. And where do you live, Simon?
Brookline.
Brookline. Thank you. Let's see. Again, if people want to give a little wave or type in the chat. We have several 3-year members. I don't know, Marcia Canick, do you qualify as a new member still?
I don't think of that. I have myself as a new member since I was a member before, and I've been a member for about 3 years again now. But hi everybody. I live in Newton.
Thank you. Are we missing anyone? Any of our new members or newer members?
Great, and I know that we have a lot of other new members who must be making Shabbat dinner or finding some other way to celebrate Shabbat tonight, and so we're asking God's blessing for them too. So I'm going to invite everyone to raise their hands.
I want to just make one more thank you. I want to also just recognize Lucy Sandler, who used to be chair of the membership committee and is kind of just an honorary ambassador for us too, and for all her work over the years in doing this important mitzvah of welcoming new folks to our community. So thank you, Lucy.
All right, so everyone, please raise your hands in the ancient Jewish blessing pose as we ask God's blessings for all of our new members and for all who welcome them, or all our Sinai ambassadors. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may God shine light upon you, and may you always find light here at Temple Sinai, and may God be good to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God smile upon you, and may you always feel God's presence in this sacred community, and may you help us continue to strive for holiness and goodness as a community. And may God bless you and bless us all with shalom, peace, and wholeness. Amen. Amen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And once again, I want to thank Ellen Finkelstein as chair of the membership committee for all of her behind-the-scenes work in very, very detailed ways to make sure that Temple Sinai is a welcoming community. Thank you so much, Ellen. Good. Let's turn to our concluding prayers with the Aleinu, recalling our obligations to repair our broken world and to bring God's presence into it. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. על כן נקווה לך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מהרה בתפארת וזכה, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Echad. On our Kaddish list this week, we remembered all these individuals who passed away this season in previous years, and their memories shall always be for a blessing. We remember Louis J. Ains, Alexandra Beck, Evelyn Bernstein, Gilda Botero, Amy Brown Soto, Josephine Bruno, Martin Davis, Howard Feinstein, Robert Gartman, Sadie Colker Gilman, Harold Goldman, Ferdinand Hamburger Jr., Minnie Jacobson, Janet Johnson, Alexandra Gilden Kaplan, Rose Littman, Samuel Lurie, Loyal Reed Nash, Karen Newman Lawy, William J. Oser, David Rifkin, Henry Schwartzberg, Samuel Seltzer, Gladys Statman, Philip Melvin Stone, George Vodian, and Naomi Zonderman. And in the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we remember these individuals and we extend our condolences to members of their families. We remember Selma Grubert, mother of our member Ellen Grubert. We remember Peter Tischler, husband of Siggy Tischler, longtime members, father of Jordan Tischler and Allison Tischler, grandfather of Ellie Tischler, and father-in-law of Lori Tischler. We offer all of you our condolences. We remember Amy Seltzer Perlman, cousin of Stephen Perlman, and Evelyn Seltzer, aunt of Stephen Seltzer as well. May you all find comfort during these days. Please name others for whom you're reciting Kaddish. You can recite their names out loud at home, or you can put their names in the chat. And together as a community, we rise as we recite the words of the mourner's Kaddish, praising God, the source of life and love and caring in the universe and in our own lives. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chaye chon uvyom echon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshbei tevel, ve'imru amen. You may be seated. Okay, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And special welcome to our new members and to our Sinai ambassadors. We want to thank you. And it's my pleasure now to spotlight Charlie Homer, president of Temple Sinai, who will give us some Shabbat announcements. Charlie.
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom to all. Welcome especially to our new members. And again, sharing my appreciation for the membership committee and all the great work that you do to welcome new members to our community. I just want to remind everyone that we'll have a Zoom right afterwards. The link has already been dropped into the chat, and we invite you to join us for that. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study at 9 a.m. No additional preparation is needed. All the materials will be provided, and it's always a wonderful opportunity, and welcome all to join us. Because of the winter break, we have relatively limited education activities, none on Sunday this week. But I do want to highlight that on Tuesday evening at 7:30 p.m., the Tzedek at Sinai group is hosting a sort of instructional session on affordable housing 101, particularly as it applies in Brookline. Jonathan Klein is speaking. We have a commitment as a temple to become a more anti-racist organization, and the issue of affordable housing is right at the core of those activities. So I invite all of you to join us who can on Tuesday evening. Just also to highlight in advance, Purim is coming on February 25th. There are a number of wonderful activities. I invite you to check out the website so you can see the variety of wonderful, exciting activities that we have for that. One last comment, simply to mention those of you who are in an eligible category to receive the COVID vaccine and are having any difficulties with the not exactly smooth registration system that the state has set up. Our caring network has volunteered to be of help to you, to help schedule appointments and arrange transportation. If that's something that would be helpful to you, please contact the chair of the caring network, Hildy Newman. So with that, again, Shabbat Shalom.
All right, thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom, Charlie. Good. And just as a reminder to everybody, you can always find the links to all of our events on the Temple Sinai webpage, homepage, which is www.sinaibrookline.org. There is there's a yellow banner across the top of the homepage in which you can find all sorts of quick links to events happening this week. And we encourage you to always go there to find all of the links in case you can't find anything from your email. All right, Leah Karnow is going to lead us in Kiddush. And then one more time, we'll ask God's blessing for each other through the Birkat Kohanim. So Leah, why don't you, there's the synagogue, just to remind everybody what it looks like. And we'll turn to Leah.
Join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zecher letziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta Mikol hamim ve'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim, l'chaim. All right. So it's a tradition on Shabbat evening to bless all the members of your household with the threefold benediction, the blessing that's found in the Torah in the book of Numbers, which we recited earlier for our new members, but we also recognize that we all need this blessing, especially during a pandemic. One more time, I invite you to raise your hands so that we'll remove all of the spotlights so everybody can see everybody else. And I invite you to consider that you're asking God's blessing for all of the people who are on the screen in front of you, on all the screens in front of you, and that you're also receiving a blessing from all the people on the screens in front of you. So let's join with Leah. sing.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. שלום, שלום, שלום. וישם לך, וישם לך שלום. שלום, שלום, שלום. וישם לך שלום.
May God bless you and protect you. May God shine light upon you and be good to you. May God smile upon you and all the people whom you love, and bless us all with the blessing of shalom, peace and wholeness. And together we say, Amen. Amen. All right, last, we'll make a blessing over the challah. I want to wish everybody a Chodesh Tov, not only Shabbat Shalom, but also a Chodesh Tov as we enter into the Hebrew month of Adar, the Hebrew month of Purim. Let's make a motzi now over challah, and then we encourage everyone to join us, especially our new members, but everybody to join us at the Shabbat Oneg briefly. And then we'll encourage everyone to have a beautiful Shabbat evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yamba, yamba, damba, yada, da, da, damba, yada, da, 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 yada, yada, damba, da. Yamba, da, 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 yada, damba, yada, da, 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 yada, yada, da, da, yamba, da, da, yada, da,
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom, everyone.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Join us at the Oneg. Shabbat shalom.